everyone. Welcome into Mint Condition. I'm Michelle Steele. On this week's episode, we're actually talking to a collector who has one of the most comprehensive Hall of Fame collections outside of Cooperstown. Wait till you meet him, guys. His name is Jim Smiley, and get this, he has autographs of all but 3 Hall of Fame Major League players who debuted since 1900. And Jim joins me now from Los Angeles. Hey, Jim.
Hi, Michelle. Glad to be here.
Thanks so much for coming on. This collection sounds amazing, but I am going to hold your feet to the fire. First off, what do you think, if you could single out one thing, what do you think is the coolest or most unique item in your collection?
Well, it's pretty difficult to narrow it down, but I think something that would be maybe with the widest interest would be the handwritten letters concerning Babe Ruth's called shot in the 1932 World Series. There are a series of letters from different players who played in the series, and what's interesting is it really shows that there's no consensus whether he did or did not call his shot. Some of the letters have such vivid detail, and they're just tremendous, and really that's why I think anyone should collect, is to learn about the history of baseball.
What an amazing historical artifact. You know, I'm sure that you've gone to great lengths to acquire some of the items in your collection, but what was the toughest item to acquire? Give us a good story.
Well, I would think that if you look back to Alexander Cartwright, perhaps, he's a gentleman who's pretty much considered the father of the game. He died before 1900, and to pick up a receipt that he signed for some woodworking in his house, it's dated June 18th of 1881, and that's really a difficult piece to get. I would think that that's the most difficult, but not all pieces are created equal as far as monetary value, or really as much as they might mean sentimentally.
So this stuff isn't on eBay. You're not going to find a receipt from the 1800s typically on the internet. How did you find that?
Well, there are probably a half a dozen qualified, outstanding dealers in the country. And when you're looking for pieces such as these, you really want to be careful. There are so many forgeries and fakes and so much money to be made in that kind of a situation. You want to go with the most reputable people in the country, and at this point, that's pretty much who I'm dealing with.
Now, I want to ask you, is there anything specific out there that you're still looking to add to your collection? You're not selling anything right now. You are still growing. What are you looking for right now?
It would be so tremendous to be able to pick up the 3 Major League Hall of Famers who debuted since 1900. To kind of round off that part of the collection. That would be Addie Joss. You've also got the other 2 guys, which is Ross Youngs and Eddie Plank. So picking up those would be just a tremendous idea. But really anything at all that would be a historically relevant piece, anything of a gentleman who I don't have yet, anything at all like that would just be such a great idea. Picking up one piece a year is really a goal to a lofty goal at this point. It's difficult.
Well, maybe somebody watching this can help you out on finding the last few things to round off the autograph part of your collection. And finally here, I want to ask you, are there any plans to sell? And what do you do with your collection now? Do you have a special room in your house, or is everything kind of stored away?
Well, if you go into collecting as far as any kind of monetary thought or investment, I think we're going into it for the wrong reasons. Once you buy the pieces, they're really not worth anything until you sell it. I don't have any plans to sell. Perhaps if I got older, as I get older, if my sons were not interested, if they'd rather have the money, I could see selling it. It would be great to get the collection into the hands of somebody who would enjoy it as much as we have. As far as keeping it, it's something where I keep it in a safe deposit box, and you really want to be careful with it. If there were ever a flood or a fire at the home, most of the things are irreplaceable because I've been collecting really since about 1984. So unfortunately, I don't get it out as much as I'd like to, but I'd like to put it on display at some point, or donate some things to the Hall of Fame. It'd just be a wonderful idea.
Jim, it sounds like an amazing collection. I want to thank you for sharing with us some of the stories today. And by the way, he does cover the Dodgers for Examiner.com, and he is a psychology teacher as well as an avid collector. So Jim, thanks so much. And for more from us, check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/ESPN Mint Condition. I'm Michelle Steele. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.